Hey everyone, good morning to all of you. Welcome back again in the next sequence of the last video for the flower. In the last video, we have already discussed about the first and second floral wall of the flower, that is the calyx and corolla. In this video, we will discuss about the androecium and gynoecium, which is the male and female reproductive parts respectively, and it is the most important part for the flowering plant. Because androecium carry the male reproductive gamete, that is pollen grain, and gynoecium carry a female reproductive gametes, that is ovules. So we will discuss each and every points in detail. Firstly, we have to discuss about the androecium first. Look at here about the androecium. Androecium, that means the male reproductive part, and the unit of androecium is stamen. It is the structure part of the stamen. That means the first and anterior part of the androecium is anther, and this is the part where the anther and filament attached, that is called as connective, and it is the filaments. These three parts collectively called as stamens. Stamens is a male reproductive organ, as you know that, and it is the third floral walls, and it also known as microsporophylls. Microsporophylls. Is it clear? Any doubt? No. Now look at the parts of the stamen. It is the part filament, that is the stalk of the stamen. It is of two types, that is exerted filament and inserted filament. What is the meaning of exerted and inserted? Look at here. It is a exerted filament of diagram. That means the filaments are longer than the petals, and in the inserted filaments the filament is shorter than petals. Is it clear? Look at here once again. The filament is longer than petals is called as exerted filament, and the filament is shorter than the petals is called as inserted filament. Is it clear? It is common in China rose and it is common in rose. And the next and another parts of the stamen is connective, which I earlier said it is the connective part and connective between filament and anther. Now look at the another part for the stamen is anther, and it is the most important part for the androecium, because it carry a pollen sac, and pollen sac contain a pollen grain. That's why it is the most important parts. Anterior most part or nodulated part for the stamen is called as anther, commonly known as microsporophytic body, microsporophyte, whereas androecium is called as microsporophylls and anther is called as microsporophyte. It contain a pollen sac, and pollen sac is called as microsporangium. Don't be confused between these three names: microsporophylls, microsporophyte, and microsporangium. Is it clear? Suppose it is the stamen, that means it is the microsporophylls. It contain the anther, that means microsporophyte, and it contain the pollen grain, that means microsporangium. It is the layer wise, but it is only rough. Now on the basis of the pollen sac, anther is of two types, that is monothecous and the bithecous. Monothecous means the anther is contain a single pocket like structure, that is called as monothecous, whereas the bithecous, the anther contain a two-lobed or two pocket is called as bithegus. In monothegus, it contained two pollen sac, and each lobe contained two pollen sacs. That's why it contained the four pollen sac in bithegus. Is it clear? It was the structurally differed from monothegus and bithegus on the basis of their number of pollen sac. Okay, now look at the structure of anther. It is the structure of anther. Here it is the structure of bithegus, and bithegus contain the four pollen sac, and this is the four pollen sac, and it is the wall of the anther, and it is the pollen sac, four pollen sac, and the outermost layer of pollen sac is called as tapetum. This is not a difference name, it is a pollen sac, or here I am writing here the tapetum, that means it is not other. This is the outermost layer of the pollen sac is called as tapetum. Is it clear? And inside of the pollen sac, it contains the pollen grains. Is it clear? Now we will study about the pollen sac. What is pollen sac? Pollen sac is pocket-like structure inside the anther. It is the pocket-like structure, and it commonly known as I told you earlier, microsporangium. Microsporangium, and the wall of the pollen sac is called as tapetum. And as you know that it is the most important function for the pollen sac is it contain the pollen grains. It contain the pollen grains. And now what will happen for the condition of stamens? Condition of stamens. It having the three different condition. The first one is polyandrous, and second one is cohesion, and third one is adhesion. In the polyandrous, that means poly means many, or androus means androsium, many androsium, and all androsium are freely found. That is called as polyandrous. And polyandrous also divided into two types, that is homoandrous and heteroandrous. Homo means similar, androus means androsium, that means similar size of androsium is called as homoandrous. Heteroandrous, that means hetero means different, androsium means stamen. Different stamens present in a flower is called as heteroandrous. Look at the homoandrous once again. I told you about homoandrous means all stamens similar in size, whereas for the heteroandrous all stamens are different in size. Clear? Now it is also divided into three types. Didynamous, tetradynamous, and polydynamous. Didynamous means two outer androsium are longer while two inner are shorter. That is called as didynamous. Di means two, or dynamous means androsium or stamens. Two stamens are longer and two stamens are shorter is called as didynamous. Whereas tetradynamous. Tetra means four. Four inner are longer while two outer are shorter is called as tetradynamous. Whereas polydynamous. Poly means many and different. Each and every stamens are different in size or dissimilar type. That is called as polydynamous. Is it clear? It is found in Tulsi, whereas it is found in Cruciferaceae, and it is found in Ranunculaceae. Now Look at about the cohesion. All the stamens get fused or unite is called as cohesion. Cohesion is of three types. Cohesion is of three types: adelphous, syngenous, and synandrous. Adelphous means filament fused and anthered free. That is adelphous condition. In this adelphous condition, I told you about the filament is fused. Look at this structure. This is the filament and it is the fused, while the anthers are freely found. It is called as adelphous. And syngenous means filament free. Look at here, filaments are free while anthers are fused. That is called as syngenous. While synandrous, filament and anther both are fused, is called as synandrous. Is it clear? Now, look again about the adelphous condition. Because in adelphous condition, it is also contained different types. Three different types. The first one is monoadelphous. Mono means single, but adelphous means that kind of condition which is found in a bundle-like structure. That means filament found in a single bundle is called as monoadelphous. What is the meaning of this 9 plus 0? 9 means if a flower contains the 9 filament or anther, that means the 9 are formed in a single bundle. That is called as monoadelphous. This is the meaning of 9 plus 1. That means the 9 filaments are found in a single bundle while 1 filaments are in another bundle. That is called as 9 plus 1. Is it clear? That is called as diadelphous. Look at here once again about the monoadelphous condition. Monoadelphous means filaments united in one bundle and anthers are free. Because these all are the variety of this adelphous condition, that's why each and every category having the anthers will free. So filaments united in single bundle or one bundle is called as monoadelphous. And it is common for the hibiscus plant flower. Look about here about the diadelphous condition. Diadelphous means filament united in two bundle and anthers are free. As I told you, this will form a single bundle and it is free for another bundle. That's why it is a two bundle. That is called as diadelphous condition. Is it clear? And what about the polyadelphous? 9 is found in a single bundle, whereas the many more bundles are for like this, either in 1, 2 or many more bundles are found here. That is called as polyadelphous condition. Is it clear? Polyadelphous. Filaments fuse to form a more than two bundle. It is called as polyadelphous and it is common in citrus fruits, citrus flower. It was the second category of condition of stamen. Now look at the another condition of stamens is adhesion. Before the starting of this topic, we would like to start and show the diagram of this structure. Look at here and be careful. This is the structure of flower and this is the female parts and this is the male part. This is calyx and corolla and rosum and ganoecium. All those four floral walls are found in this flower. That is ganoecium, this is androecium, this is petal and this is sepal and this is thalamus, this is ovary. And when the ganoecium when the androcium and gynocium attach together to form called as gyan-androus condition. Whereas when the male reproductive part, that is androcium, attached with the perianth. Perianth means the attachment, fusion of petal and sepal. Here, look at here. We are not getting a separately designed here for sepal and petals. This is the connective part for sepal and petal, that is called as perianth. And when the male reproductive part attached with these perianth will called as epiphallus. Epiphallus. When the male reproductive part, that is androcium, attached with the petals, that condition is called as epipetalous. And one more condition will happen in this diagram, but we are not showing here. The condition when the male reproductive part, that is androcium, attached with the sepals is called as episepalous. These all condition will discuss here. This is the diagram for adhesion condition. Look at here. Fusion of stamens of a flower with other floral parts is called adhesion. Is it clear? Now, it is of 4 types, as I told you here. Epipetalous. Epipetalous means stamens attached with petals. Stamens attached with petals is called as epipetalous. Episepalous. That means stamen attached with the sepal. We are not showing in this diagram because that condition will not happen particularly. That's why we are not showing here. So episepalous means stamen attached with sepal. Is it clear? Now epiphallus or epitapalous, because perianth is also called as tapal. That's why the stamens attached to the perianth is called as epiphallus. Is it clear? And gyan-androus, when stamen attached to the carpel is called as gyan-androus condition. This is the most important condition for the adhesion of the flower, and you have to remember these 4 types or condition for the adhesion because it is the most important category or condition. So look once again about the epipetalous, episepalous and epiphallus and gyan-androus. Write each and every point in your notebook carefully. We will help you in the next future study. Now, it was the study of male reproductive organ, that is androcium. Now we are going to study about the female reproductive part, that is gynocium. Look at here. This is the female reproductive part, that is gynocium. It is the part for the female reproductive parts, that is, it is the thalamus. It is not female reproductive part. Female reproductive part is from here, ovary, and ovary carry ovule, and this is the style, and this is stigma. These 3 structure is called as part of gynocium, that is pistil. And ovule included in the ovary with stigma and style is called as pistil, whereas I told you in the last video or in this video maybe, stigma plus style plus ovary is equal to carpel. Is it clear? Whereas carpel plus ovule is equal to pistil. It is a simple mathematics. Is it okay? Now look about the female reproductive part. The unit of the gynocium is pistil, and it is the most important for the flowering plant because it is the female reproductive part, and always female reproductive part is a complex part for any kind of organism. and it is known as mega sporophylls. Mega, that means it is the biggest phagetic representation for female parts. That's why it's represented as mega. It is act as a fourth floral parts of the flower. As I told you, four different types of floral walls. That is, first one is calyx, corolla, androecium and ganoecium. These are the four different parts for the flower. Parts of the pistil or carpel. The three most important part is stigma, style and ovary. Stigma is outermost part, which is receptor for the pollen grain, because this is the female reproductive part and it is applicable for the receptor of pollen grain, because pollen grain always collected here. Now for style is also a stalk of the pistil and it provides the mechanical support to the stigma. Ovary, as I told you earlier, suppose it is the thalamus and it is ovary, and ovary contain ovule. Ovary contain ovule, and these ovule are connected with cushion flatted structure. This is called as placenta. Look at this structure here. This is stigma, this is style, this is ovary and this is ovule. Ovule is attached with the wall of the ovary. This is the flatted cushion like structure is called as placenta. Is it clear? Now look at the condition for the carpels. The carpel means when it is the carpel, na, stigma, style and ovary, it is the carpel. When a flower contain one carpel, that condition will be called as monocarpellary. Monocarpellary, that means the condition when a flower contains single carpel, that will be called as monocarpellary. Polycarpellary, other than one carpel, that means it is the monocarpel for one carpel, and what will happen for the two carpel? Dicarpellary, tricarpellary, tetracarpellary and polycarpellary, many more. We will conclude each and every category of carpellary in polycarpellary, that is two or more than two carpel is called as polycarpellary. If the flower carry a two carpel, that will called as dicarpellary. If the flower contain three carpel, that condition will called as tricarpellary, and the many more than three or two carpel contained in the flower is called as polycarpellary. It is also a two types. Apocarpus and syncarpus. Apocarpus means all carpus are freely found. All carpus are freely found in a flower. That condition will called as apocarpus, and it is most common for the lotus and rose. And about the syncarpus mean the fused form of carpel, that means each and every carpels will fused or either partially fused or completely fused together, will called as syncarpus, and it is common for the tomato and mustard. Now here your chapter the flower is completed. Now you have to discuss each and every point, and you have to write each and every point in your notebook, because we will starting the next chapter related to the flower condition. That means the next condition will happen after the germination of pollen grain, that means the pollination and the fertilization. So if you will not study this chapter, may be possible you will not better understood the pollination and fertilization in the next upcoming videos. So write each and every point in your notebook, and here your chapter, the flowering, the flower is completed now. We will discuss in the next video for the pollination and fertilization. For that, stay tuned and keep watching. Take care and bye bye.